Stock tip. Best stock setups.
Welcome to a new episode of Stock Tip Daily Update with me, Marcel Todia. Today's trading was pretty much boring. We've had a consolidation day, which is a good thing if we want to get a breakout. But I think the markets will remain volatile for the time being, and I think you can't expect a definite direction for the market. So as I've been saying now for a week or so, or perhaps 2 weeks, everything is still on the table, and moving any direction is still possible. Either up or down is still possible. And to make things worse, now we have the Russia-Ukraine thing going, and now you can expect that the markets are going to get influenced by any news title that are desiring to induce panic sells or panic buys or anything the sort. And we've seen them before. If such news comes, if this war gets prolonged, then I think our correction is going nowhere. Is either we are going to fall hard, or we are going to keep moving here sideways, and in the worst case scenario we are going to get a nice rally and then a new pull down, pull back, and it's anything but nice. It's not the nicest time to be trading, so it's pretty much hard to do any swing trading at the moment, and that's why I find the whole thing boring, and I wish it to be over. But these are the times we're living in, and we must cope with them. It just seems like every year is something else. 2 years ago it was COVID, last year it was I don't know what, and before that it was a Trump era, and now it's a new war, and it just gets crazier and more volatile than ever. So but let's get back to back to our business. So the SPY consolidated today, the same we can see in the Nasdaq, and the Russell actually closed a bit higher today. This is the Russell a bit higher today, and it's nearing this inflection point here. But our main concern is the SPY and the Nasdaq, especially the SPY, given that my biggest positions are in the SPY at the moment through the options. I'm pretty happy with these consolidations. Of course, I would have liked a direct breakout here or breakdown or anything, but consolidation theoretically speaks for some stability and for a sustained breakout if the breakout is going to come. You can also see it here in the 30-minute chart. After 1.5 days or 2 days of constant growth, it's nice to see that the markets are stopping and are consolidating a little. What will happen tomorrow? Anything can happen tomorrow, like I've said, but we are interested either in a breakout or in a breakdown. We don't want to be lingering too much at this level. Good. So this is the SPY. This was the Nasdaq, and it's nice to see that the weekly chart looks a bit healthier this week than it did last week during the same time period. I hope something good is coming out of it. I really hope it, but I think we are still dependent on the geopolitics. The Qs also looks pretty good, but the lines are a bit more descending here, and the IVM in the weekly chart is not that good, but in the daily chart, the thing I like the most here in the daily chart, I can get rid of this now at the moment. The thing I like the most here in the daily chart is the fact that we are nearing two resistance lines at the same time, and that would make it for a huge inflection point. Actually 3 resistance line if you take into account also the 200 moving average or the 50 moving average. So we are nearing it. If you're going to break out, then it's more credible that that this would be a real breakout. It's more credible because this is a more important support level than if it were just one resistance line or just one average moving average here. So now we have a combination out of 2 resistance lines and an average. So whatever happens at this point, at the point where we make contact, then it gets a bit more credibility. And then the DAX was pretty much in neutral. Today we didn't see anything, so a bit of a move down, a bit of a move up, and we pretty much closed where we opened. The European markets are obviously a bit more disturbed from the current events, given that it all happens here in Europe, but that's how it is. Euro to US dollar consolidated today, and now I can definitely say we are moving inside a trend canal here. So we are inside this trend canal, and it's very possible that we are going to hit 1.15 again. Oil has also started moving up, so this is the oil I'm trading, and this is another oil here. Both of them have moved up a bit. This one is this is the pure beta crude oil. This is on an uptrend. On the other side, the VENIC Vectors Oil Services are in the trend canal, and we are nearing the breakout point. So my trade will be active until 255 or 255.5, somewhere in this region. Gold also moved a bit higher today, just a bit higher today. Closed 1% in plus, and silver the same, mimicking the movement of gold, but without showing that much strength as gold has. So the position in gold is pretty good, still good, and it wouldn't be the worst thing if we got a consolidation, but I would actually love it if we reached our next target here before the consolidation came. And from the main sectors here, I think the solar sector was a bit unexpected, came as a surprise here. Well, if you look at it in the weekly chart, then not that much of a surprise, but if you look at it in the daily chart, then you couldn't have traded it. And 2 of the most representative stocks from the solar sector are Plug Power and Ballard Power. So you see here, Plug Power hasn't really given us an opportunity here. So this was now a nice opportunity, but with not enough volume, and this breakout here is a no-go. So we have to hope that pullback is going to come, and if the pullback comes down, we have to be ready to go in on the next breakout if that's the case. And the second one would be Ballard Power. Pretty much the same story here. So it wasn't the best opportunity, the best opportunity to buy here, given that we've opened with a gap. Also, Ballard Power doesn't have that much time. We are bound to get our earnings on the 11th of March. Let's take a look at Plug. Oh, it's good that we didn't trade it, because Plug is bound to get its earnings on the 1st of March. So not that bad actually that we haven't traded it. And so this was the most promising sector at the moment, but we did a nice consolidation or a nice pullback before we are able to trade it. Then the second part of our video, the portfolio, the active positions in the portfolio. So 2 positions got stopped today. The one is IVM, the Russell 2000. I got stopped here. I don't really mind it. it was my fault for not not paying attention. Actually, I was in vacation and I couldn't pay attention the whole time, but I should have. Normally, I would have taken my a chunk of my profits, a third of my profits here, and then this trade would have ended in plus. As it is now, it has ended by plus minus zero because I didn't want to let it go in minus. So I pulled my stop a bit here, and I got closed. Zack, zack. And the second one that got closed today was Twitter. So in Twitter, I actually did the right thing by being able to close a third of this trade, for a third of this position pre-market during my vacation, and today I also got closed in Twitter. It would have been perhaps an idea to place a stop here, but I pretty much didn't want to risk turning it into a negative trade or risk losing my profits. Small as they may, they are still profits, and in the end, the only thing that matters is that this was a profitable trade. The remaining positions are short here in Amazon. I think the entry was here somewhere with a stop above this candle or a bit higher. I don't remember exactly where the stop was. So here intentionally I didn't want to take any profits because I have only one position given the small value of the whole portfolio, and as such I couldn't take any profits. Had I had the three or position or perhaps even two positions, I had taken some profit here, but this is the situation as it is, and I'm still a bit in plus, but only just a bit, with the stop above this candle here. So we shall see what happens. For the time being, Amazon seems to consolidate beneath this trend line, and it's actually not that bad. If you take a careful look at it, it's actually not that bad, and it might offer us in the near future an opportunity to go long. Also, the same can be told about BioNTech. And this is a position that I think BioNTech got close. I don't remember anymore. I don't remember, but I can take a look if you bear with me. I will take a quick look. Sorry for this. Sometimes I can't remember. So BioNTech got closed last week, I remember correctly. BioNTech got closed last week. The one that didn't get closed was Bros. Bros is still nicely in plus, and sadly I will have to close it today, or on the 1st of March, because we're going to get our quarterly earnings here after close. So sometime during the trading hours I'm bound to close this. It's a general rule of mine. I don't want to leave any position open when we get the quarterly earnings. So I think in 2 out of 3 cases you are going to lose, and it's not something that I'm going to risk. Gold, we've talked about gold. The stop is staying where it is. Let's go to weekly chart. So the stop is staying here, and we should wait and see how far the gold is going to reach. It would be nice if we reach 195 before it turns out again, or better yet, that the gold is going for the big run here, 250, 260. That would be ideal, but this will take some while. Oil we already talked about, and do I have any other positions left? Let's just see. No, that's it. I'm only left with my options on the SPY, with my puts and my calls on the SPY. Then that brings us to the third part of our video, the updated scan list, and I've updated it as I've promised, and I hope you guys enjoy it.